Ladies and gentlemen, Crown Jewel 2025 is just around the corner, and I wanted to give you a platform for you to send me your bold Crown Jewel predictions. And I wanted to hear it all, whether it was the results of certain matches, maybe matches that get added to Crown Jewel that haven't been announced yet, swerves, return, anything. So I've grabbed a whole bunch to review and discuss so I can give you my thoughts as to whether or not I think your prediction is going to happen or not. I do these videos before every single WWE Premium Live event, so if you want to be part of the next one, which is going to be for Survivor Series War Games, make sure that you're following me on X. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I'm incredibly confident that you are going to fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And if posting daily for the last 900 days isn't proof that I'm willing to stick to the promise of daily videos, maybe the fact that I'm currently in Japan and I'm pre-recording and also recording videos while in Japan will convince you that I'm serious about this daily videos thing. So make sure you subscribe. All right, that's enough. Let's go ahead and get started. The Kabuki Warriors beat Rhea and Iyo, and the story continues until Survivor Series, where Rhea and Iyo finally win at War Games. It feels too quick to have Asuka and Kairi lose. I agree with this sentiment, and I believe that Kairi and Asuka should be winning this, because if you want people to believe that the Kabuki Warriors are going to be the principal evil force going into the Women's War Games match, then I think it makes sense to build them up to be the principal evil force, that they're so strong, so evil, that even the super powerful team up of Rhea Ripley and Iyo Sky, while Rhea Ripley is in her home country of Australia, wasn't good enough to take them down. I think it makes sense. However, just because it makes sense doesn't mean that I think that WWE is gonna go with that. I also believe that Bronson Reed should have been beating Roman Reigns so that they could build Bronson Reed and make the Vision look stronger so that they can be the principal evil force going into War Games, but yet Roman Reigns still won. So I'm starting to lean towards the fact that sometimes logical answers in terms of building our heels doesn't always make sense, especially if they're going up against uber popular baby faces like Rhea Ripley in this scenario. My money is that Asuka and Kairi are going to lose, and yet they're still going to be the principal evil force at War Games. Again, I think it makes sense for Asuka and Kairi to win this match, but just kind of knowing WWE's track record and how I'm sure they want to see Rhea Ripley win in her home country is leading me to believe that Rhea and Iyo are probably going to win this thing. Bold prediction, Santi will finally oil up. Look, I've already made this abundantly clear. I'm only going to oil up when Jelly Roll does a shooting star press. It's not up to me. At this point, I've put the ball into Jelly Roll's court. It's up to him. After Cena's match, he comes out. On this day, I think that you are insane and that you are not thinking clearly. There's no way that Edge is coming back to the WWE. I understand the rumors that are going around. I understand that people think that there's a 0.0001% chance that it might happen, but that there's still a possible chance because of everything that's going on in AEW. The fact that logically his contract could be running out come November, which gives him the ability to maybe be part of the John Cena retirement match in December, but I just don't see it. I don't think that his contract ends when people think it ends, because he's probably had injury time tacked on to his AEW contract, because that's one, what they usually do there, and two, he's been injured a tremendous amount of months on his AEW run. I don't think that this break to go home is to go to the WWE. It's probably to film the show that he's a part of. So I don't see it happening. If it does happen, which by the way, I want to be wrong. I want this to happen. Holy shit, just know that I'm going to be somewhere in Tokyo losing my freaking mind. This will be John Cena's best match in his retirement tour. Honestly, I think that it's going to be difficult to be the best match in his retirement tour. As problematic as the retirement tour has been, the quality of the matches hasn't necessarily been the problem that people have had, barring a couple of stinkers, of course, with Brock Lesnar in the WrestleMania 41 match against Cody Rhodes. For the most part, the John Cena matches have been the best thing of that night. The Backlash match against Randy Orton, the tag match at Money in the Bank, the fantastic match against CM Punk, the great match against Logan Paul at Clash in Paris, for me, one of the best matches of the entire year against Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. It's kind of becoming the norm, at least more so the norm than not, that John Cena is going to have a great, fantastic, excellent match during his retirement tour. So AJ Styles has his work cut out for him to try and be able to stand out compared to some of those other elite matches that John Cena has already had. The talent is certainly there. We know from their past experience that these guys have just unbelievably good chemistry with one another, but that was in 2016. We are 9 years removed from that in 2025. I just don't think that these these guys are going to be moving the same. I think that if they want to try and replicate the magic of 2016, they got to do it in a different way, not just trying to have a fantastic in-ring match. I think in-ring storytelling, callbacks, nostalgia has been a tried and true formula for John Cena matches during this retirement tour that I hope they once again lean on for this. Cody wins again to close the show, overcomes interference from the entire Vision. Cody must pose. God, I certainly hope not. If the Vision does get involved, I certainly hope that it results in Seth Rollins winning, especially because, sure, it means that Seth Rollins wins and Cody Rhodes loses, but it adds a bigger dynamic. Like, who made that decision? Was it really Seth Rollins that brought out the Vision? Because if it is, then it is him admitting that he needs the Vision to beat Cody Rhodes. If he didn't call the Vision out, then it means he doesn't control the Vision. So it adds a lot of interesting story dynamics if the Vision does come out to help Seth Rollins. But if they do come out, oh my God, they have to win, right? Especially if you're building the Vision to be the bad guys of War Games. We've already talked about this. They need to look strong. They can't have their leader lose a couple of weeks before War Games. Dominik Mysterio shows up and attacks Cena and/or Styles to set up either a triple threat match or a singles match between Cena and Dominik for the IC title at a future PLE or Cena's final match. Here's the thing, I think Dominik Mysterio being John Cena's final opponent would be absolutely wonderful, and I would completely co-sign that and laminate it and sign, seal it, and deliver it. I don't know that it's going to happen, but there are some episodes in some big venues, like his last time in Boston, his last time on Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden. All of those episodes of Monday Night Raw are huge and will feature John Cena. So maybe it isn't the retirement match, maybe it isn't a PLE, maybe it's there. Maybe we have an Intercontinental Championship match on Monday Night Raw, and maybe it does get set up here at the end of Crown Jewel because, John Cena doesn't have too many dates to build between now and those appearances on Monday Night Raw. So maybe making the first domino fall after Crown Jewel might be the best way, as opposed to like doing it in a tweet like John Cena did to set up this match with AJ Styles. Brock Lesnar helps Seth Rollins win at Crown Jewel. Yeah, so I see this one circulating a lot. I think that there is a strong likelihood that this happens, not just because it adds that same wrinkle of Seth Rollins actually isn't in control, that it's Paul Heyman that's kind of calling the shots, but also when you have Cody Rhodes, who's already name dropped Brock Lesnar like 3 different times in the last week. So I do think that at some point Brock Lesnar is going to make his presence felt. We already know that he still has an ongoing relationship with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman works with The Vision. Cody Rhodes has been calling out Brock Lesnar. I think that when I look at all the dots, they connect pretty nicely, and I could absolutely see Brock Lesnar helping Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar being a temporary ally going into War Games. We talking bold, right? AJ and Cena at Crown Jewel will top the Royal Rumble match. I think that's the goal for them. I just don't know how it does. Like, again, we are talking about bodies that were 9 years younger than they are now, but sometimes that just doesn't matter. We saw at SummerSlam that John Cena pushing 50 can still put on an absolute banger of a match with the likes of Cody Rhodes, and AJ Styles is still one of the best workers in the company, even though he's also pushing 50. Although their bodies might not be able to do the same stuff that they were able to do 9 years ago, I think their in-ring psychology and their storytelling could absolutely make up for it, and reliance and nostalgia might also be able to fuel the crowd even more. I think it's going to be a really great, memorable match, but to top the Royal Rumble Classic, one of the best matches from an in-ring perspective in the 2010s, I think it's going to be really freaking hard-pressed to be as good as that. Oba Femi helps Seth Rollins beat Cody Rhodes. Okay, so now we've talked about the Vision helping Seth, about Brock Lesnar beating Seth, and now we're talking about the damn thing that I hate predicting. When will the 4th member of the Vision be revealed? And now that Oba Femi has lost his NXT championship, which still blows my goddamn freaking mind, we're now having the discussion of when is Oba Femi going to get called up to the main roster, and when he does he go to Raw? Does he go to SmackDown? And if he does go to Raw, is he going to be the 4th member of the Vision? If it is Oba, oh my God, that is like the most overpowered, unstoppable team that you could possibly create. Oba Femi, freaking Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed led by Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman on the same team. Are you kidding me? That's insane. I don't want to predict the fourth member anymore, man. I'm done predicting it. The last time that we did, it ended up being Becky Lynch, but I don't think she joined the Vision. That was like a temporary thing to set up for the mixed tag match. I don't know, man. I'm just going to say that there is never going to be a fourth member of the Vision, and I don't think Oba debuts here. I still think Oba ends up going after the United States title and is a surprise open challenge competitor for Sami Zayn. Not watching. Don't have ESPN Plus. Fair enough, man. Just get a VPN, dude. They're cheap. Get Surfshark VPN, code SantiYT. This video is not sponsored by them, but at this point, like most wrestling fans, should just be getting a VPN and watching everything through Netflix if you're in the United States. Listen, it's not just me saying it. It's Stephanie McMahon saying it, all right? Bleacher Report is saying it. Sports Illustrated is saying it at this point. There will be a pre-show match. Crazy that this could be considered bold. I guess that is bold. We haven't had a pre-show match since, oh, good Lord, I think Saudi King and Queen of the Ring 2024? I think we had a women's tag match. I think it was Indy and Candice versus Jade and Bianca for the women's tag titles. Like, pre-show matches are just a relic of the past. I think we should have a lot more of them, especially when you have like blossoming tag teams on SmackDown that could go out there and heat up the crowd and the people at home. But yeah, I don't see this happening. Like, I don't see them breaking their streak of over a year of not having a pre-show match. Go and enjoy your holiday. Listen, all right, I've made a promise to the people, and the people want daily videos. Even though I'm on holidays, you will still be getting your daily videos, whether it's Christmas, my birthday, your birthday, New Year's. I don't care. I'm going to deliver on that promise. We shook our hands, all right? I deliver the videos, you watch them, right? That's the social pact that we've made. Okay, I'm going to continue to deliver. Cody Rhodes will once again beat Seth Rollins. Seth has never beaten Cody before in any match that they've had, and I see them making that into a big storyline angle down the road. I don't know what you mean, like making it into a storyline down the road. It's literally the storyline right now. That's the storyline that they're making for Crown Jewel. And by the way, thank goodness that they've actually made a storyline out of this, as opposed to just having it be, you know, a silly exhibition match for that silly ring and that stupid ass looking belt. I do appreciate that there's a story behind all of this, and the story is that Seth can't beat Cody Rhodes. Now, I think that Seth Rollins should be winning here. I think it makes sense. I think going into War Games, you want Seth Rollins and the Vision standing tall here. Cody Rhodes going back to back on Crown Jewel wins. Like, I don't know that people want to see that. All right, we are already talking about a guy that went back to back on Royal Rumble wins. I mean, Crown Jewel, not that it's anywhere near as important as the Royal Rumble, but I don't think this early on in the life of the Crown Jewel Championship that it already needs back-to-back winners. Somehow we will end up with Mellow Dome Miz beating up John Cena after his match. I think it's a reach, but we did recently have The Miz talk about the fact that people don't talk about him as one of Cena's great rivals, that he should be part of the John Cena retirement tour, and maybe those words materialize into something here. And I don't see it, but like, I see where your logic is coming from. It's not entirely flawed. Cena announces he's going for the Intercontinental title after the match with AJ Styles, giving all the superstars pushing for the IC title and added motivation to face him or even retire him. I think that'd be really cool for John Cena to grab the mic after the match and just kind of like shoot a shot and tell us exactly what the next phase of his retirement match is going to be, whether it be on Monday Night Raw or maybe the actual retirement match itself. If it is to gun after the Intercontinental Championship, obviously that puts Dominik Mysterio right in the crosshairs, and Dominik Mysterio versus John Cena is certainly a match that I would love to see, but it also gives John Cena the ability to go after that Grand Slam that he has actually somehow never won. But with how limited the dates are, I think it is smart to use one of the dates to do multiple things, i.e. have a match and then announce the next match. Next week on Raw, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch will be official. Becky won't lose the title at Crown Jewel. I don't know that they're going to make this for Crown Jewel. I think that AJ Lee might come back closer to the end of the year. Maybe she'll be part of War Games. Maybe the match with Becky Lynch might be like for closer to the Royal Rumble, something along the lines of that. I don't see it being announced, considering we already have 4 matches, and it's very clear that we have a Roman Reigns match looming and yet to be announced as well. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Damian Priest and Aleister Black gets announced for Crown Jewel. I just don't see them announcing it on the Go Home episode to Crown Jewel when Becky Lynch hasn't been there at all. Excuse me, I said Becky Lynch hasn't been there. Becky Lynch has been there. AJ Lee hasn't been there since WrestlePalooza is what I meant to say. 6-man tag match will take place. Roman, Jay, and Jimmy versus the Bron Brons in a mystery partner. The mystery partner ends up being Brock Lesnar. So I've been trying to rack my brain as to like what the Roman Reigns match is going to be at Crown Jewel, because clearly he's going to have have one? Is it going to be a match against Braun Breaker? Is it going to be a match against Bronson Reed? Is it a rematch of the SummerSlam match of him and Jay taking on the Bronze? All of that sounds okay. The only one of those where I'm like really excited about would be a match against Bron Breakker, but I don't see that happening at Crown Jewel. I see that being a WrestleMania match. A 6-man tag match obviously makes sense, but we are missing a name that could be added to the Bronze. If it ends up being Brock Lesnar, that's legitimately freaking insane. Again, I could potentially see it, and maybe that's the catalyst for later on in the night Brock Lesnar appearing in the main event to attack Cody Rhodes. Like, it's possible. The return of Ilja Dragunov. That guy needs to be the one to dethrone Dominik Mysterio. NXT champ Dragunov was amazing. He needs to showcase it more on the main roster, and it could set up some epic feuds. Yeah, I think we've been waiting now for Ilja Dragunov for over a month. I think a lot of people were expecting him to come back in late August or early September, and we're still waiting for him. I'm sure it's inevitable, and I'm sure when he does come back, he will return and go after the Intercontinental Championship, whether Dominik or Rusev are holding it. I just don't see him returning at a PLE, because the thing that many of us expect him to go after in the division that we expect him to be a part of isn't featured on Crown Jewel, that being the Intercontinental Championship. Unless, of course, here we go again, he's the 4th member of the Vision. Kairi face turn, betrays Asuka and moves to SmackDown since she couldn't face Iyo after that Raw. Nah, I don't see it. I think that they're going to build that up even more, maybe post War Games. Maybe it's like at the Royal Rumble, like Sami Zayn did it to Roman Reigns. But I think there is a big pop there for Kairi, and I don't think that they're gonna blow the load that quickly with a Kairi Sane face turn as quickly as you're predicting it here, especially considering that me and many people are expecting the Kabuki Warriors to be the big bad going into Survivor Series War Games, and Kairi Sane should be a part of that. A Dakota Kai return to help the Kabuki Warriors beat Iyo and Rhea. Rhea takes the pin between the two. God damn, I did not even think of that. That never crossed my mind. I guess it's possible. Dakota Kai isn't signed to a wrestling organization that I know of. She has history, of course, with the Kabuki Warriors, with Iyo Sky, and that could help out round out the heel numbers for War Games. So that's crazy. That'd be an insane poll. If this ends up being right, we need to all bow down to top quality. This is not where Randy Orton turns heel. Disappointing, I know, but I think it'll be at War Games. Yeah, I don't think that this is the place where it makes sense for Randy Orton to turn heel. I think you're probably right. I think War Games would be a wonderful place to pull it off, because it's like the last super major PLE, not counting, of course, John Cena's retirement match event at Saturday night's main event, and ending the PLE year on a huge cliffhanger like Randy Orton turning on Cody Rhodes would be absolutely bananas. It's not going to happen at Crown Jewel, though. Iyo Sky turns on Rhea Ripley in front of Rhea's home crowd. Nah, no way. Iyo Sky is just way too over as a babyface. I think that they're going to run with this tag team for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up becoming women's tag team champions at some point. And again, I say we're going to be getting Kabuki Warriors versus these two, and babyfaces versus heels at War Games. So having Iyo go join Asuka right now doesn't make a lot of sense. This match will be added and Drew will win. I bet it doesn't. I bet that they build this towards a match at Survivor Series. That's what I'm leaning towards. I just don't think that they turn around this quickly and put it on Crown Jewel. Bron Breakker versus Roman Reigns will happen at Crown Jewel, and Bron will defeat Roman Reigns. I do think that eventually this match is going to happen, and when it does happen, I wouldn't hate the idea of Bron beating Roman Reigns, but this match is so big and such a passing of the torch type of match that I don't see it happening at Crown Jewel. Like I said, this is a big 4 PLE type of match. This, to me, is a WrestleMania match somewhere down the line. Gunther returns at Crown Jewel after Cena versus AJ match is over. I think that's a name that makes a tremendous amount of sense that not enough people are talking about. So many people are saying Dominik Mysterio, and not enough people are saying Gunther. Gunther has been gone since SummerSlam. I'm assuming that he's probably good to return whenever they have something for him, and that something absolutely could be announcing himself as the final match for John Cena, considering he was also the guy that retired Goldberg. Maybe he ends up going on a retiring legends type of deal. Kiana James gets a phone call on the Go Home SmackDown. Asuka hires Giulia to help the Kabuki Warriors win. Dude, I kind of fucking love this. I'm not kidding. I think that this is awesome. I would love for this to happen. All right, folks, thank you so much for sending in your predictions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, be wonderful people, and get out of here.